Welcome to Cameron House Marina. I'm Ruben, the sales manager here at Marine Sales Scotland, and this is a 2001 Corvette 320 trawler yacht. A serious liveaboard, competent all-weather offshore cruiser, she is a real showpiece after undergoing a full extensive Marine Sales Scotland in-house refit. Now, once owned by a famous Hollywood actor, she boasts the authentic charm of a quality-built and lavishly specified vessel that was purpose-built for going that little bit further offshore. Now, the company was bought out by the world-renowned Fleming Yachts, who saw the potential in the Corvette brand, and she was constructed in Norfolk, Great Britain, and the condition is testament to the ever-proud build quality of that era. The external works have included a full underside high-speed anti-fouling. Fitted to the hull were brand new bar anodes to the starboard, brand new anodes to the trim tab. The propeller shafts have been polished and are dink and wobble free, completely free from grime and encumbrances. On the port side, the trim tab anodes have been replaced, the port side bar anode has also been replaced, and then a full hull re-graphic, hull polish and teak recondition. Propulsion is delivered by a freshly serviced pair of Yanmar 6-cylinder 300 horsepower diesels. That, combined with a semi-displacement hull with an underside keel, guarantees performance in all weathers and in all settings. Now, the transom of the vessel has all the facilities to allow you to make the most of your coastal cruise. So we have our tender on the back here of these Simpson davits. Now, they are both operated with winch handles. You can just see one there and also another one here. That will just lower down into the water. You can see the reboarding ladder and the swim platform's just at the perfect height for you to then hop into that. Now, if you want to then lower the outboard, there is a Honda auxiliary just clamped on there. You can use the manual crane here. That will just lower straight on and you can clip your outboard bracket onto the tender. Fender baskets to keep your fenders off of the deck and clutter free. They are all brand new, comes with brand new ropes as well. And notice how all the ropes and the cleats, the fenders, everything is tucked behind this beautiful teak inlay that runs the entire length round the hull. Now, all of the teak on the top side here has been reconditioned. It's again the same on the bridge and the first level. We then have flexi teak inlaid here. That is going to be a lot easier to maintain annually. If you imagine that you had teak the entire way around the boat, it would give you a bit of a headache. We've got a remote controlled electric anchor winch just up at the bow with chain and rope combination. 3 points of access onto the walk round. You've got port side, starboard side, and then also at the transom. You can see the gate there. Now, because of the height and the width of the walk round, it's great if you want to let the kids just run free. These are really, really high, very accessible. And then from your position up in the bridge, you'll be able to get a full bird's eye view, 360-degree field of vision around the entirety of the boat. But look how wide these are. It just makes for fantastic access the entire way around the ship. Life raft here as well. We hope you never need it. And then your access into the actual cabin is through the starboard side. Now, there's non-skid pads the entire way around here, and also just as you come up onto the first level, this lends itself really well to freestanding furniture, dining al fresco. The sun has just set, or it's behind the clouds, but if you did cook something up, maybe you're offshore, you can put freestanding furniture, set of director's chairs, picnic table out here, and that makes for a lovely area. You also have this wind block that goes 3/4 of the way around as well. Now, up on the bridge, your guests can join you because you've got a triple helm. You've then got each of these L-shaped seats to both port and starboard. The upholstery on this was just freshly renewed, came back yesterday, and then the helm seat exactly the same, freshly renewed upholstery, been brand new, newly reupholstered, and that flips back like so you can enjoy the noise of the jet skis buzzing around in your wake. Big radar arch, Glomex Raymarine radar system, and then your VHF aerials and your navigation lights. The radar arch is very easily unbolted. Look at the stainless steel being freshly polished as well, and that will collapse to give you better bridge access if you are travelling through inland waterways. Now if we move this backwards, don't worry, there's full canopies for the entire section here. Helm position gives you your trim tabs, it gives you Raytheon speed and depth. You've got your twin electronic controls, tachometer, and then we've also got a Raymarine plotter there as well. That is also linked up to the radar. And what a superb commanding view from up here at the bow. You can see the bow wave while you're underway, and the boat really rides well, as you saw earlier on in the video. So many different areas that you can utilise. You've got upper bridge, you've got first level, and then because the bow is so beamy, you could also get freestanding furniture out here. You can put cushions there if you want to sit on that while underway, and then these windows will also open up like that to allow airflow all the way through the saloon. Welcome to your second home. So the refurbed saloon has had a lot of time and effort spent on it. We've had brand new carpets put in. They were previously blue, but they didn't work as well. So with this cream colour that works well with the brand new cushions and also the brand new curtains, they work in tandem with all the windows, like 360 degree, almost panoramic views, especially with the door shut as well. And that just gives you a great feeling of space in here. It's light, it's airy. If you look at the headlining, it matches with the carpet. So everything here goes together, it goes well and it works. You can open that window as well to let air flow through while you are underway, or just like now, when you are on the dock. Ultra comfortable with that L shape. The table will also drop down to turn that into another berth should you want it. You can also extend the table as well. We've got clips just underneath here. That one will pull out like so. Also have another clip under here. That will pull up. Now it's perfectly set up for dining, and directly opposite the saloon is the galley. The galley consists of, you typically only saw these in Fairline and Sealine boats, but this one has a gas-fired oven. We've also then got a fridge with a freezer compartment, again may I say, in superb condition. Now if we remove these, that gives access to quadruple gas burners. Again, they've been cleaned and all the stainless steel has been polished. And then underneath here, we have our stainless steel hot and cold sink with a drained area just off to the right of it. Stainless steel grab rails here, just in case you do encounter any rough seas while you are cooking something up. And then we've got access hatches out to the back should you need them. And then also a JVC stereo there with your speakers built in to the corners of the vessel. One there and also one just underneath the designated dishware holders. Helm position wise, well, we're well kitted out. We have our traditional steering wheel, radar, tri-data, autopilot, electronic controls on this model. We've then got our electric anchor winch switch, VHF radio, Everspacker diesel heating for those chilly nights, and then you've got AC and also DC master control panel. Because she is a shaft driven vessel, that means that our engines just lie directly underneath the saloon floor here. Now what that means is that gives us enough space, because we don't have outdrives and engines at the aft of the boat, that gives us enough space to fit an aft cabin in here. And what a beautifully appointed one this is. Very clean, brand new carpets again down here. All of it has been deep interior detail valeted. The upholstery, the joinery, everything just works so well to give that classic authentic trawler feel. Again, we've had brand new curtains in here. They work the entire way around, blending well with the headlining. It all just flows seamlessly and it all works really well. Now you may be captain of the ship, but your wife is definitely going to commandeer the cupboard. She can be captain of the cupboard. And look at the amount of space in here. She always said to you she wanted a walk-in wardrobe. She didn't expect to find one on a boat. You have his and hers storage here. Well, let's be honest. Hers. Maybe his if he's lucky. These pull-out drawers are perfect for jewellery. And then you've got a hanging rail so she can keep all her dresses in here as well. Vanity mirrors there and also there. But when have you ever seen a walk-in cupboard on a sub 45 foot boat. For me, never. It's a first. We've got teak inlay on the floor here. Underneath that is a drain. This is a suitably large aft cabin ensuite, considering we have another head up in the forward VIP cabin. We have our separate shower faucet. That is completely standalone to the tap. Hot and cold water back here as well. Same with the shower. We've got a pump flush sea toilet with a waste tank. There is this grab rail in here. And then you've got your vanity mirror. Just above that is a light and a vent. But there is full standing headroom again in there for someone who's 6'2". We have storage underneath for your toiletries. And that is a fantastic thing. 2 heads compartments, again, on a sub 35 foot boat. When have you ever seen it? So, we'll take one final look at the aft cabin. Definitely the master. Very large, comfortable double bed. And then loads of different storage lockers dotted around different locations throughout the boat. There's one there. That's actually access to all the steering aspects of the vessel back at the transom there. And then you've got that huge walk-in wardrobe that will keep the wife happy. Now, it's difficult to grasp by video the size of the forward VIP, but you've got 2 individual beds that run down the hull side of both port and starboard of the vessel. Now, this is probably more practical if you're entertaining or if you're bringing friends with you. So say you have two of your best friends, right, not romantically involved. Well, rather than have to top to tail in a double bed, typically they'd have to, each has their own wee area. If you have kids as well, one of the kids can use that area, one can have this. There's no fighting, it's plain sailing. That's what boating's all about. They then have storage cupboards, each of them, both port and starboard side. And then you've got a ledge just behind the backrest there. More storage underneath. That's a good solid sized cupboard there. Runs full beam, just stops at the bulkhead here. Both port and starboard berths have it. We then have our diesel heating vent that comes in here, so you can control that depending on how temperate you want. We have hanging locker storage also. And then up at the very bow is the day heads, or the VIP ensuite. Pump flush sea toilet, waste tank, no shower faucet in here. You can't pull that out either because there isn't a drain down in the floor. So teak and holly floor there. You are going to use the aft cabin for your shower facility or use the marina. We then have another shelved storage area, also storage underneath the sink. How often do you come across 2 separate heads in a 32-foot vessel? You just never get it. Now, all the space is primarily because they build this quite tall. However, the centre of gravity is low because the engines live under here. So they've raised the saloon platform to get in the aft cabin, also to get in the forward cabin, and that's because that's where the engines live. But because they've raised the platform doesn't mean that you don't get any use out of this. You can also turn this into a double berth. Now, it only takes a minute. You drop the table, put a cushion in there. But if you buy the optional upgraded snap pack, within half a second you can drop it down. That gives you a lovely double berth area. So it turns this into a 6-berther, and with all of the curtains in here, you can black this area out and really make it a nice private enclave for your guests. Let's get this up and we'll actually look down at the engines. So a pair of Yanmar 300 horsepower 6-cylinder diesel engines propel the boat along. Loads of space in the engine bay, as you can see, to get in and around everything, both port and starboard side. They have been well maintained and freshly serviced by our in-house mechanics. Between both of them, they have over 45 years of experience. Vessel undergoes a full PDI prior to delivery. You just can't go wrong with these. They were bought out by Fleming Yachts, so obviously Fleming saw the potential with the Corvette. Said that Corvette was very much aligned with what Fleming were doing, but just on a slightly smaller scale, and we all know how popular and famous a brand Fleming are. Very difficult to go wrong with this vessel. Gives you inside the capability to retreat from the weather when it closes in. Then you also have all the aspects up here to enjoy the sunshine when the sun does come out. You've got so many different levels, so many different layers to the boat, so many different usable spaces. I'm Ruben from Marine Sales Scotland, where fun in the water begins.